Hey guys, Bergenstein here with another Planetside 2 video. In honor of the Halloween horns being released in the Halloween season, today we're going to be looking at a top secret esports strategy that we like to run over here at NUC. Now, openers are very important in the world of Planetside 2 competition. You have to know exactly what you're going to do going out the warp gate and what that's going to do to your opponent. This opener is all about scaring and intimidating them into submission. We're running about 20 harassers, all with flare guns set up in the third seat. We've also got a lot of sunderers out there, but most importantly, they've got Lumifiber and they have Halloween horns. The combination of the Lumifiber, the flares, and the Halloween horns is sure to either induce seizures or annoy your opponent so badly that they simply quit the game. Keep in mind, in esports, if your opponent quits or medically can't continue, you still win. We're about to take a look at an epic esports replay, which is going to show you guys exactly how we run this opener. Once you've seen it, you'll be able to run this opener in your own epic esports action. The first thing you're going to notice here is we're covering ourselves in smoke. We cover ourselves in smoke so that any stray ESF or Liberator won't actually be able to tell what's down there making all these Halloween noises. He might hear these demon howls and the pipe organs and think, oh boy, I don't want to mess with that, and then you don't even have to fight. Leaving the warp gate style is very important. If anyone is watching as we leave that smoke, we really want to impress them, so we're going to take as many harasser jumps as possible, even at the risk of destroying each other's harassers. Now, as we approach this choke point, it's very important that everyone speeds up and tries to get through at once. Instead of trying to slow down and go one by one and maybe get everybody through, we want to get one guy through as fast as possible at the very least, so everyone should use their turbo and just try and make it. We're going to skip ahead a little bit here because our point is halfway across Indar and we're going to have to drive all the way there. We move up to my Sunder, and I want you guys to keep in mind, style is not only important as you leave the warp gate, it's important through the entire push. This is what we call the Breakdancing Sunderer technique. By performing some epic breakdancing moves, any competition that sees us is going to say, hey, that's really good, and they're going to stop and watch instead of shooting at me. Now, by driving to a base so far away, which at one point had people, we've actually arrived after the fight is over. There are literally no NC here at this base. If there are no NC, we're not the losers, and technically, if we're not the losers, we must be the winners. So always keep in mind this strategy. If you can create a fight where there is no fight, you have a 0% chance of losing. We're going to take a closer look at exactly how we won this fight with no enemies. We roll our harassers onto the point, we turn our Lumifiber on, we start honking our horns, and we shoot our flares. Now, you may have just heard someone in the platoon suggest a base. It's very important when platoon leading, regardless of how much more information they have than you, that you never listen to anyone besides yourself. Even though I haven't checked the map here, even though I really don't know where the good fights are, I'm going to say, no, let's go here, because that's how you should run your competitive platoon. In a few seconds, completely of my own accord, with no help from anyone's suggestion, I will single-handedly decide that seabed is the point that we want to go to, and I make that call. Now, we do this in a very special fashion. We're going to send our advanced harasser team out to get those early honks and flares in. By doing this, the enemy is going to be so intimidated that we might actually get to go to another base where there's absolutely no one there to defend. We're going to move back to my Sunday, and we're going to watch how the rest of the team moves out of this base. It's very important that we show a real lack of regard for anybody else here. You should be as selfish as possible when turning around. Try and shove other people out of the way. Try and make that space your own. Just because you're on a team doesn't mean that you have to play together. A perfect example of this is coming up with this harasser. We both want to turn left, so he cuts me off the road, almost sending me off that cliff. Very close to a great play there by that harasser. Not wanting to be outdone, we're going to see another harasser come up here and try and get ahead of my Sunderer. Instead of pushing me off the road, however, I end up shoving him off, keeping him out of the fight for a good 30 seconds. And this is a great example of the Halloween strategy in action. The entire time these harassers are trying to cut me off, I'm honking my horn as much as possible. This is intimidating the enemy, letting them know we're coming so that they have time to leave the point. It's also very important that we continue to show a real lack of regard for each other. As I move here, this harasser is going to cut me off for absolutely no reason and almost knock me off the bridge. Fortunately, due to some super fantastic expert Sunderer driving, I'm able to save it and get back across this bridge. As we approach the crown, we want to hide our strategy again, so we're going to shoot as much smoke onto this bridge as possible. As we emerge from the smoke, no one's going to be expecting us, so we're going to go as fast as we possibly can, again, using flares and horns, and try and push each other off the road in the most stylistic form possible. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this esports strategy video for Planetside 2. Remember, follow me on Twitter, subscribe on YouTube, and like the video if you like it. You might even find a few videos that are a little bit more helpful for the majority of the Planetside 2 population if you dig around on my channel. Anyways guys, take care, and I'll see you in my next video.